All right, y'all. Come on. This is Narc Abuse No More with your host, Dr. and Evangelist K.O. Rich, helping you to admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse. How you all doing on this lovely rainy morning in Georgia? I pray that you've had a blessed and wonderful weekend and that the remainder of this week will continue to be blessed, stress-free, narcissistic-free until next time we come together. All right, we are, again, this is Narc Abuse No More, where we're here helping you admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse, because your feelings do what? They do matter. Yes, they do. But before we go on with today's podcast, I'd like to invite you to visit us on our website at www.narcabusenomore.org. Again, that website address is www.narcabusenomore.org. And on our website, you'll find valuable information regarding narcissism, relationships, and if you have missed any of these podcasts, all you have to do is go directly to our website and listen to us from there. Now, just to let you know, we're now doing well our podcast in 15 minutes or less. 15 minutes or less. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about narcissistic frauds. That's right, narcissistic frauds. And when you know a fraud is someone that is not real. So I had come across this particular reading that is on a website on Facebook, and it's called In Love with a Lie. And so I want to read this to you because this actually tells what you're dealing with when you're dealing with a narcissist. So the person you fell in love with never existed. They created their persona just for you. They saw how wonderful you were and copied your characteristics. They pretended to like the things you like so they would be more believable to you. They knew you were smart and wouldn't want them if they portrayed their true nature. They made you believe they were madly in love with you. They made you believe you were the center of the universe, and then they stopped playing. They knew they had you caught in their trap. They knew you would kill yourself trying to get back the person you fell in love with. They didn't care. They never cared. It was never about you. It was about them trying to feel human and be as good a person as you. They will never manage to do that. It is not in their nature. They treat everyone this way. You weren't their first, and you won't be their last. And there's a lot of truth in this because oftentimes as a person that may have been involved with a narcissist, you were in love with a lie. You were in love with a fairy tale. You were in love with someone that was not genuine or authentic, all right? And as with a diamond, you have to make sure that you go to someone that is qualified to examine that diamond to make sure sure you don't have a cubic zirconium, okay? You want to make sure you have the real deal. And so in relationships, you want to have the real deal, but oftentimes, many of us have fallen for the okie doke. Okay, you thought that this person was real. You thought that this person cared for you when this person was only pretending. This person did not care for you, but maybe what you could do for them. This person was not trying to be, or should I say, was not being their genuine selves. Or if they had been their genuine selves, you would have known to stay as far away from them as you could possibly get. So therefore, they mimicked the qualities that they thought you wanted. And then when they thought they had you wrapped up in a box, then they came out with the true monsters that they really were or really are if you're dealing with them right now. They did not want you to see the true essence of who they are because they're empty souls, okay? They do not have empathy. They do not care for what they do to others. So therefore, they hid that little piece of a gem from you so that you would not have the revealing until they got ready to reveal that to you. Only when they thought that they had you and you weren't able to go anywhere. But then you may have found yourself, well, you know what? I'm going to try to fix them. I'm going to try to change them. I'm going to try to get them to be who I want them to be when in the reality of it, you were never able to change them. They did not want to change. They did not see any need to change. So therefore, when you try to change someone who does not want to change and who does not see a need to change, you are fighting an endless battle. A person has to first of all see that there is a need to change, and then they have to do the work that it takes to change. But if you think that you're going to be able to change someone, you are sadly mistaken. You can't change anyone. You can only change yourself. You can only change how you respond to that individual, and you can only change the dynamics of the situation by not allowing yourself to get, first of all, involved or continue down that destructive path. And so therefore they never cared about you, because when you care about someone, you will not do things to hurt that person. It was never about you. It was all about them. So therefore they were the center of attention. They wanted the attention for themselves. They wanted to zap your emotions, and therefore you may feel drained when you're dealing with this type of individual. Why? Because they are emotional vampires. They don't care anything about you. It's all about me, I. But never we, never you. It's all about them. And so therefore, when you are with someone that is like this, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to say, you know what? It is what it is. I fell for the okie doke. I fell for the wrong individual. I allowed myself to be deceived. And this is not you beating yourself up. This is just being honest with yourself. Because if you don't be honest with yourself, then you're going to continue to be deceived. And then even if you leave that particular person or that particular relationship, you're going to wind up with another one of the same caliber, of the same spirit, of the same mindset. So the best thing you can do is be honest with yourself. I messed up. I chose someone. I allowed myself to unite with someone. I allowed myself to be with someone who did not have my best interests at heart. But guess what? You can wake up. You can wake up. You might find yourself in a nightmare right now, but you can wake up and say, you know what? No more. No more am I going to allow myself to be the victim of someone. No more am I going to allow myself to be uh, uh, be used by someone, no more am I going to allow myself to not be of value. And I had talked about on the last podcast that you have to know your worth. That means that when I know my worth, I do not allow anyone to mistreat me, abuse me, manipulate me, devalue me, belittle me. I will not allow myself to be disrespected. Why? Because I know my worth. That means that I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be respected. I deserve to be treated with dignity. I deserve to be treated as I treat the other person. That means that if I am loving, if I am caring, and if I am giving, if I am self-sacrificing, and if I am giving my all to this relationship, guess what? I deserve someone who's going to meet me in the same ballpark. I need someone that's going to do the same. I need someone that's going to make me a priority and not just an option. I need someone that's going to love God more than me, because when you love God more than me, that means you're going to treat me right, because you know that you have someone that will hold you accountable, and that is God Himself. So yes, you may have often dealt with a fraudster. You may have often dealt with someone that meant you no good. You may have dealt with someone that was like a chameleon that blended in with their environment just long enough to get you up under their thumb, and as soon as they got you, they took their mask off. They took the camouflage off. You got a chance to see the person for who they are. But there's a saying, and I first heard it with, I believe it was Maya Angelou. When someone shows you who they are, guess what? Believe them. Believe them. Don't try to recreate the story. Believe them. Take them at face value for who they really are. And when they show you they really are, then you have a decision to make. Are you going to try to still recreate this fantasy world? Or are you going to say, you know what? I have seen with my own eyes what this person is and who they are. I'm going to believe them for what they are and who they are. And I'm not going to take the abuse no more. You have a choice. And the choice is up to you. We're out of here. I pray that today's podcast has been a blessing to you. This is Dr. K.O. Rich. Until next time.